S to a dollar sign.
I will get big checks. It's just what's going to happen.
That's gonna happen.
It's just going to happen,
The
bro.
big check.
We're going to be at your neck, bro. Every day as a professional pitcher. I know success, yeah.
I built it from nothing. I don't give a fuck. What even qualifies you to tell somebody you're gonna fail? Like, are you like a MBA, like from Harvard? It's like, have you studied?
If I gotta risk everything to do this shit, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Turn that S to a dollar sign.
All right, now, y'all. Clap it up, give it up for him. Your host, DJ and Princeton.
Okay, cool. Don't worry about me, though. I have my pillow set up right.
I'm enjoying it off top.
Off tops?
Yeah.
You comfortable enough? Last time the mic was in your face. We
Yeah,
good?
I'm gonna try to be better this time.
You sure?
Let me ask you, can somebody please bring me water?
Is it right in the wine cooler? Anybody.
Anybody.
I'm just saying, hold on, no.
You brought one downstairs, you
I
didn't
want
bring me
you.
one up.
I just want you to hug that. Daily hugs with big checks before we always
What you
get
do on
started.
your snap, on your story?
2 pieces up.
Right now. Oh, thank you.
2 pieces up.
2 pieces up.
Can I get it? Can I?
Alex, am I good? Am I good, Alex?
Can I hug it?
Oh, go ahead.
There we go. Cool.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hold it for just for me. That's cool. You got you some good water. That's good
I got
enough.
some good water. I ain't gonna drink it too much. I don't want to be that person on the show.
I just be needing to get right though. The podcast couch hasn't been acting good to me lately.
Yeah, I feel like, I think it's because we've been away for so long, we really haven't had time to adjust to it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, look, I'm good now. Watch this.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. There we go. What up, P? How you living, man?
Man, I'm good, DJ.
Oh man,
I'm excellent.
This has been an excellent week. How many L's you took this week?
Actually, I did take a L.
Took a bunch of, I mean, it's micro mini L's at this point, but
Yeah.
I just like to, and I'm not talking about losses. You know what I mean, learning experiences. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Nah, I took a few of them.
Yeah.
I took a few. I'm not gonna talk about all of them.
You talking about when you got your bike stolen, or is that in the past?
I haven't spoke about that though. I'm actually one of the few people in America who got their bike stolen and found it.
By who though? So if you ever watch, everybody, if you've ever watched DJ's story, there's a lady on his story.
Oh, you go in there. Go ahead.
Yeah, you said don't be embarrassed about
Go
anything.
ahead,
You said
man.
don't be embarrassed about talking about anything.
Go ahead, man.
This
Go ahead.
woman, he left his, it was at the penthouse when he was at the old penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
He left his bike out there. He comes back, he's like, I'm good. In this area, I'm good. I
Yeah, I already know I'm good. Everybody over here got money.
And
They're
he
not
come
gonna
back,
take my bike.
woke up the next morning, they had stolen his bike, like 50 cents.
Woke up the next morning, and, yeah.
And she had it for a whole week before giving it back. Now, ladies, if you out there, if a woman stole your bike, wouldn't you think maybe something was going on between them?
Oh my God, this woman is like 70 years old, bro.
What that mean?
Yeah.
You might be a sugar son? Or
I wouldn't mind having a sugar mama though. Yeah. I mean, other than let me stop before this gets back.
Oh, big thing, and this may be a little bit off topic. You accidentally went to a strip club for the first time ever.
Oh, Saturday.
Yeah.
Jagging around with that boy, the world's most hated promoter. I don't even know why First of all, on weekends, every night, only night that we go out is Thursdays, of course, every Thursdays. But other than that, I don't go anywhere because we online on the weekends. But we ahead of the game as of right now with all of our clients. So we decided to join Will on some mischievous events on Saturday, and
you were swinging from the top, like you was on 2 bars swinging. That shit was amazing.
Yeah, no, it was. But what I'm saying is, don't ride on party buses if you want to go home after the club because they take you wherever they want you to go. Right? We ended up at a whole strip club, and I'm like, what is this?
What's bad, it wasn't even like a good strip club. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to take somebody to a strip club, take them to, like, the best strip clubs in the city. Don't take me to the one in the hood.
Right,
it's like
right.
When you hop off the bus, there's like 50 people looking at you like, what the fuck you doing here?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Don't
like,
do
what's
that.
going on here? Like, I wasn't even welcome. They didn't even know who I was. I felt like I wasn't anybody.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah. So, DJ, I'm excited today.
Oh yeah, man, we got some good content for today. We've been talking about this this particular thing, and we're gonna actually get into this segment. But before we do, I had a few conversations with you about this particular topic, so I'm extremely excited to talk about this. And everybody that's inside of here today actually get some great knowledge from listening to this.
And first and foremost, and I've always wanted to do something like this, can everybody please give a round of applause for our lovely staff?
Oh yeah.
Our lovely staff.
See,
you make it all possible.
You make it all possible. Even getting here early.
Oh wait, we forgot somebody, Alex.
Bleep that out. Can I get another one too? Right there.
There we go.
Whoa, what was that? We good?
We good?
We good. All right, cool.
Perfect.
But yeah,
so
go ahead.
I do have a question. So today, this is the segment for our mama's house mail. Ooh, it's been going for a minute.
It's been going for a minute. Last week we were so eager. We got right into it.
We just got into it because we've been gone for 7 months. And we talked about that. We might even get into a little bit more of that.
Now I think every episode will tap into 7 months because everything that we speak about after this, I want you to know that it came from those 7 months.
Okay. But yeah, so Brittany Jones writes, how can I be successful when my family's negative, my friends are negative, everybody's around me negative, and I've never seen any models of success? That's actually a very good question.
Whoa, Brittany. I know that's a very excellent question, Pete. How many ways? I'm thinking of it. We can tackle this so many different ways. Yeah. I guess I'll start off.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Can I start? Can I kick the first?
Tap it a little. Tap it a
little bit. So Brittany wants to know how. It seems like Brittany's trapped, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone around Brittany is negative. Yeah. Everyone around Brittany isn't helping Brittany get to where she's going. Mm-hmm. Everyone around Brittany it's really just
they shitting on her dreams.
They shitting on they ass up, lifting up, and just shitting on Brittany's dreams. And she just like, how do I make it to? I understand what y'all talking about. It's valuable information, but when I go to show people your podcast from where I'm from, it's just like they don't even.
They tune it out.
They tune it out, and those are the people that Brittany is dealing with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I want to explain a word that me and P. I actually learned this from Curtis.
Curtis,
a good friend of ours. Curtis basically explained something to me that I'll never forget. Right, and I want to go over this in today's episode because this is basically what Brittany is going through. Yeah. Brittany, you're in the Echo group. I'm gonna say that again. Brittany, you are in a Echo group.
And see, what's so funny about that? This comes from, if you're curious where this comes from, you probably heard of an echo chamber, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, when you're in an echo chamber, you yell. What's the voice you hear?
Yourself.
Your own voice. So you're caught in an echo chamber, and people can be caught in an echo chamber of their own mind, or they can be caught in an echo group where everybody in that group
preaches the same thing.
Same thing. And then the people who are at the top of the group, you're like, oh shit, this is who I'm supposed to follow. This is who I'm supposed to be like because you've never seen any other model of success.
Exactly.
And of course they're going to talk to you like that because they've never seen any other model of success either.
Exactly. So Brittany, I want to give you an example. Before all of this, before everything that I do now, before social media, before even dealing with these big-time clients and even teaching social media courses, before SEO, before neuro-linguistic programming, before all of this stuff, and I'm dropping seeds right now, right?
Somebody they blocking that out though.
Yeah, a lot of people blocking this out, but these are terms that you need to know. Yeah, one of them things, right? Mm-hmm. Before all of that, before PHP, JavaScript, HTML, before everything, I was a guy who played baseball, right? Mm-hmm. I was in baseball tough. I actually was DJ who played baseball. That's what people refer to me as. You talking about DJ who played baseball, right? Yeah. That was DJ. That was me. Before workout class, before anything that I did, I was just DJ who played baseball. Okay. My whole life I grew up around people who played baseball. Mm-hmm. From morning to nighttime. It's like one of them things that football players hear your coach say, eat, sleep, and shit. Fucking baseball, right? Mm-hmm. That's all I did. I had all the baseball cards. I had everything that you could possibly think in baseball. I had cousins who made it to the league. I had a lot of different people who were in my life who were mentors to me in baseball. I had a bunch of coaches who loved me. I was on varsity all 4 years, freshman through senior year. I was a 4-year letterman. I had my picture up at the school for baseball. Shit. All of the women loved me simply because I did something. I played baseball, bro. That was it, right? But I say all that to say, imagine how caught up I was in that particular Echo group in baseball, right?
Yeah.
I slowly began to believe that the only way that I can make any money in my life was simply playing baseball. And it wasn't my fault. It was simply because of the people that I was hanging around. And baseball is a fine sport. You can make a bunch of money. So it wasn't nothing wrong with being trapped in the Echo group. But I just believe that there was no way, there was nothing else for me to do other than throw a baseball 91, 92 miles an hour. And I was just I was going to have to go to the league.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I was stuck, Brittany, in that particular group. Now, one of the craziest things is that when life hits you in the face, because long story short, I made it to college, partial scholarship. I didn't even get a full one, right? So imagine playing something your whole life or doing something, putting your all into something your whole life, and then life hits you in the face like that. You just still got to pay some money. Yeah, college, you heard of college people get full rides there. You like, I'm good enough, right? I'm going to make that full ride list, right? Ain't wrong. Life slaps you in the face, right? So you like, okay, I'm going to still go. I'm going to try it out. I get to college, and long story short, I basically made the team, but didn't really make the team, right? So I was stuck in a position where I was forced to leave a particular Echo group that I love so dearly. Forced.
And that's very fortunate in a way.
It is, because most people need to make a specific choice to leave an Echo group. I was forced. And keep in mind, my Echo group wasn't a negative Echo group. And I want you to get into negative Echo groups after this, P. And I don't want you to hold back, man. I want you to really talk to them how you talk to me. And I want you to let them know a little bit about yourself, man. Okay. I love your story, too. But I just wanted to give them a little bit of my background in my Echo group that I was in. And fast forwarding back to that, I made it to college, and I made it to baseball in college, and all of that happened. But I was forced to leave it simply because I didn't think it was. I didn't think I would be able to put food on the table for myself and for my family. And I remember sitting in the outfield, and one of the guys came up to me and said, "Man, D, what you want to do?" Because I was still electric on the baseball field, but they could tell that I was electric outside of the baseball field too, because of my friend circle, the type of people that I hung out with, the different things that I did. They knew I wasn't just about baseball. So one of the guys came up to me. I never forget his name. His name was Keegan. He came up to me in outfield, right? He said, "Man, what you really want to do, right?"
Yeah.
And I say, "Man, I don't know." He say, I feel you on the baseball swag. Like, that's you good. Like, you throw 91. I didn't have an effective off-speed pitch. And for all the baseball people, you know, you got to have an effective off-speed pitch to make it to the league or whatever. But my thing is I didn't have one of those. So Keegan was basically prepping me up for life, right? He said, "Bro, I feel you on baseball, but I also want you to understand that a man's job is to provide for his family."
Yeah.
And all that truly meant to me was any Echo group, wherever Echo group you decide to go be a part of, provide for your family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it boils down to, except when you're in negative Echo groups. But even the outcome of that is still provide for your family. You understand what I'm saying? So I said all that to say, man, being a part of that Echo group of baseball and being forced to get out of it, and when your back is against the wall and you don't know, and I tell you this for everybody that's watching, if you're a sports fan, if you see these athletes who play football and you knew them from day one, you knew them from the time that they started, and they don't make it to the league, it's a transition that they have to get out of one particular Echo group to another. And I want you to always respect the person who has to go through that transition, because it's not easy. When people know you as Princeton, who used to play basketball, the excellent person at basketball, and everybody rooting for you to go to the league and you don't make it, you know what I'm saying?
Like your identity's crushed.
It's like your identity is crushed in your mind, but it's all in here, right? Yeah. Nobody truly cares about anything that you go through. Honestly, if you want to go, that's a separate episode.
Yeah.
And I think we'll talk about that soon. But my thing is, being in these Echo groups is very imperative that you know that it's all a mind thing and you control it. And that's pretty much it, man. I'm just grateful that I finally found a way that people that I finally found the Echo group that I love. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I truly love baseball, but it was missing pieces. We're going to talk about
what, because Echo groups, I feel like any Echo group, to be honest with you, has its negative sides to it.
Exactly.
We'll talk about a better group to be in.
Yeah.
Existential groups, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a second. But you said you wanted me to talk about my story.
I do, man.
I guarantee nobody's gonna believe this. I'm probably gonna get comments saying this shit is fake that you're saying this is not real. But I've never ever talked about a lot of this shit. But I'm gonna do it the first time today.
I want you to. I want you to because
So first, you want me to go scientific first, right? Or
I want you to go scientific first,
and then I'll bring you back to my personal.
I want you to. The reason why I want you to go scientific first is so people can understand how much you've changed.
Okay.
And then I want you to start back from the very beginning.
And you can Google all this shit if you don't think it's real, but here it goes. Everybody who grows up, everybody in this room, everybody who here, we go through a process that's called socialization, right? Socialization is where we adopt the norms, the customs, and behaviors and beliefs of everybody around us. Mm-hmm. So your mom, she says, I'm this religion, you'll be that religion. Your brother says, you're supposed to go to this school, you want to go to that school. We adopt all these things. We believe they're our thoughts, but we never, ever explore who we are, right?
Exactly.
So think about it. If, let's say you in baseball, right?
Yeah.
But I never knew anything about baseball. Well, my echo group is going to be what? Oh, mine was more basketball, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But really just some hood shit. Mm-hmm. Like some hood shit. Just to give a story, I talked about this on my channel one time. When I was young, I remember I used to love to read. And I remember my cousins coming to my room when I was reading a book. I was like, man, I'm trying to tell them about the book. I'm excited about it. Bro, look at this book. It's talking about all this shit. And they said, bro, what the fuck are you doing with this white folk shit? It's legit, right? This is the type of shit I was dealing with.
Yo,
so the idea of reading.
That was their response to you.
The idea of reading. So what do you think that caused me to do?
Put the book down,
fuck the books or whatever, right? Now, if you know further on how many books I read, you can see why it was important for me to break this echo group. Because that was one of the key things that got me out of reading. So moving forward, understanding this process of socialization, we developed something else, which is called the looking glass self. It's where we stop even believe. It's not even about how you actually perceive me. It's how I think you perceive me. Mm-hmm. So this is why people feel insecure around other people. So you may take action, be like, well, I think DJ might think this about me if I do this. It's called the looking glass self. So when you're young, think about it. Every day you get told you can't do this shit. This is not what you're supposed to be. This is you from this neighborhood. You're not supposed to do this, right? These things build up in your head and you get socialized and it becomes your norm. Mm-hmm. But it's so crazy that you actually believe those are your thoughts. If you ever doubted yourself, every inside voice, this is a good quote I heard, every inside voice used to be an outside voice. So somebody used to be outside of you telling you can't do that shit. I remember when I was young, like I told you all the time, I was told, you're not social. You're not a social person. Your brother's the social one, right? Mm-hmm. So, I stuck to education and reading shit like that. Now, the thing that changed me, and I'm going to talk about the echo group I got caught into, was when my grandmother passed. My grandmother passed when I was 17, and I was pretty much a good kid up to that point. I would talk back a little bit. I wasn't bad. Yeah. But I just fucking lost it, just to be honest with you.
Shit.
Like, went ape shit. Like, I'm talking full gang member type shit, right? Like, in my senior year in high school, I had over 40 fist fights. Like, legit. Right, I was out there fighting every day.
True.
But what I realized was
true in Afghanistan.
Yeah, true in Afghanistan, right? Yeah. And a lot of people are like, I don't believe that because I hope you don't.
Still don't believe it. That's why I'm so caught in the story.
My thing is the whole point is I got caught in the echo group, right? Mm-hmm. Because I have this theory, right? We always talk about, they talk about say things like drug dealers and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I already told you I wanted to go do a whole thing about that. But they talk about these things and I say to myself, okay, when I was in that group, I could say, well, shit, it was about feeding family and all this type of stuff. But I think at a certain point we have to admit that we kind of think that shit is cool.
Yeah.
Right? Like we kind of think like, I'm hood, I'm about to fuck somebody, I'm about to ride. We kind of think it's cool. Nah, it's dangerous as shit, but we kind of think it's cool.
It's a part of being in it. You choose what echo group you want to be a part of.
Exactly.
So that's why I thought baseball was cool.
I'm saying you get drove into it by your role models, right?
Exactly.
So the thing is, when I was in that echo group, I was still a nerd though. And this is the only thing that saved me, right? Mm-hmm. I was still a nerd. I'm talking about I'm playing full-on computer games. I guarantee if I said this shit, nobody in this room would know what the fuck I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But I'm out here getting into fights with people with teardrops in their face and I'm dropping them, right? Like I knew how to box. My brother, he taught me how to box. He brought like boxing back home from college. Mm-hmm. So I was never like, when I see hood people, I'm never like, oh shit. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's nothing. Whatever, right? It's not trying to be hard. I know somebody gonna be like, when you get off the show, we gonna see what it is. But no, I'm saying, my whole point is I was like, well, I'm still like a nerd. I want to sit at home and play computer games. I want to read. I want to do all this type of shit. But I'm caught in this echo group and I'm like, this really isn't me.
Yeah.
This really isn't like how I see myself. Like I'm out here legit in the hood. I'm out here seeing people running the cars, going rock for rock, selling drugs, all this type of stuff. Family members, all that shit is in my family. And at the same time, I'm like, this shit, I'm smarter than this. I feel like I feel like this is not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So what pulled me out of it was just when I went to college, right? And I got to see a different world. And what I saw was that there's all these different ideas and people who thought differently that could allow me to change. So instead of being in a group where when I say, man, shit, who's your role model? This rapper, this football player, this basketball player. And that's not to say those things are bad, but it's not the only way to be successful.
Exactly.
Right? I start moving into what's called an existential group. And the existential just means the existence, life, right? Like pondering those type of questions. So the groups that I started getting involved in were more groups that were involved in like, how does the world work? How does the world function? How do we as people process knowledge in the world? And I got caught into things like that. That's where when we was talking about things like neuro-linguistic programming, understanding how the human mind works, psychology, business, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm reading my ass off every single day. And I just start slowly pulling myself away. Now, I'm going to tell you, you want me to tell you the scariest thing about leaving these groups?
Please do. I know where you're going.
So when you leave these groups, people don't fuck with it, right? I'm talking about nobody in my family. Like there was a period in my life for 1 year, and this is legit. Keep this in mind. I didn't talk to anybody.
Legit.
I was sleeping on my mom's floor. No friends, no family, no relationships, nothing. Girlfriend at the time just left. She was like, nah, I want you you should just do a regular life and go back to school. Fuck that. I was like, fuck that. That's all, folks. Right? So I shot out that shit.
Give my big chicks pillow. Talking about living a regular life. I'm going to do this.
She going to tell me, I'm like, I really want to leave college and pursue my dreams and shit. She's like, nah, I don't want to live a life like that. I was like, shit. So,
that is it.
But what I'm saying is, it's almost like society just threw me away, right? And that period is hard to go through because the only time I felt that down in my life was when my grandmother passed. So this is like another transition. And there's a cool term I heard, it's called a catabasis, right? This is like mythological shit.
Yeah.
Catabasis is basically when you go through a period of extreme suffering, but it creates realization. So I talk about all the time I had that dream which says you create the world around you, which led to me building businesses and stuff like that. But the whole point of it was extreme suffering that caused that to happen. But when I left the group, friends, family members, brothers, all that type of shit was like, nah, you tripping. What's this shit you on? Yeah. Really, fuck you.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I believe the fear was like, okay, this is why we don't want to leave these echo groups, right?
Yeah.
You're so used to everybody around you being a certain way that you like, I don't want to be thrown out of society. But here's the funny thing. When I did leave and I started getting into more existential ideas, all those people now are coming back to me. Exactly. All those people now are coming back like, man, I always knew you was going to do it. It's almost as if they don't even remember the shit that happened before.
Yeah. And one of the things that I've learned is that when the after you do something for so long, the universe, everybody around you has to conform to your way.
It's a book called The 8 Pillars of Prosperity, right? Excellent book. You can get it for free on LibriVox.org. I'm going to just do that a bunch this season.
Okay.
Because I know people...
Drop free game. That's what it's for.
I know people going to be like, fuck that. I'm not going to look that shit up. Trust me.
Go read 8 Pillars.
But anyway, this book, they talked about self-reliance, right? I used to love this. They said, sooner or later, it's an old book, but sooner or later, the world has to deal with a man on his own terms.
That's so powerful.
So what does that mean? Like, you could go out here and you could be like, man, the world's not accepting me. But when you push some shit out for so long,
man,
it has to.
I'll give you an example. And you have a great example that I'll touch on after my example. But I remember when I first got out of baseball, right? Yeah. I knew my first thing that I seen when I first got out of baseball, I seen a group of young men. They were about my age and they were publicly speaking, right? I said, man, I want that. I want that so bad, right? I knew the power of public speaking. I knew that if I wanted to step up to the next level, if I wanted to create an impact, my own impact, I had to publicly speak. So luckily I had a group of friends who were disc jockeys, DJs, right? Yeah. So what they did was they spin records at clubs or on campus at parties and stuff like that. So I just used what I had to get what I wanted. So all I did was I just plugged up, I took their microphone and I started speaking, right? I started speaking out loud. I just wanted to just gain that, you know what I'm saying? That particular skill. That particular skill. So I remember people coming up to me. I remember people looking at me weird at first. Like nobody ever believed this, right? Yeah. But cause look at me now on the microphone, right? Yeah. It's like I own it, so nobody understands it. It's like they never will remember the first part of this or what I'm about to say. Yeah. People, even my DJ friends, like they didn't even believe in me, right? They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, just chill. I got something in my brain that I'm trying to get out. So just let me do this. But luckily they were my boys, so they let me do it. But it got to the point to where I got so good at it, and I figured out little strategic ways to get people to love me. And then from there, I just kept doing it. And now it's this thing where if I talk in public, I don't even sound weird to myself. Yeah. I was speaking to a person the other day, and he was like, man, I just hate the way I sound, right? And I said, damn, I remember thinking the same thing.
When I first got on camera,
oh yeah,
I was just like, I was disgusted at what I was hearing.
Exactly.
Looking at my own video, like, what the fuck?
And that was my next thing. But even to jump back where I was at, when I said all of that to say, like, the world conformed to my MC. It eventually got with me. It was like, shit, okay, that's what he doing.
It's like
right?
it's like the world says, well, shit, if you're gonna be this person,
if you're gonna be an MC, we love you, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think, so the first thing I guess that just drives home the point of, we always talk about this, knowing where you want to go in life, right?
Exactly.
I think the first thing is role models.
Yeah, who you listen to?
I changed my role models.
Who do you listen to? Who do you listen to? That's just what it is, though.
And see, I heard this, not who you learn from, who do you listen to? Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, I think, for me, I switched my role models from the people that really didn't excite me, right? Yeah. Like, I've listened to a rap album all day. But shit didn't really excite me, right? I didn't want to be a rapper. I didn't want to be I played basketball. I was damn good at basketball. But I remember my grandmother telling me when I was young, she said, you know what? Your mind is going to take you way further than any of this other shit, right? Yeah. It's going to be your mind. And when I get older, I think back to that, I'm like, damn, that's kind of true. But I had no ambition for this shit. Yeah. So I'm saying changing your role models, I think, is the first priority. Because the thing is, we all sit here and say we want to be successful, we want to make money and stuff like this. But we're caught in the echo group that tells us that the only way to make money, Dr. Lawyer. What are some of the other ones? Some of the common
Rapper.
ones. Anybody? What are some of the common ones?
Rapper.
Athlete.
Engineer. Like just the standard ways to make money, right?
Let me ask you another question. How many entrepreneurs you knew growing up?
Zero.
Zero.
The drug dealer around the block.
And we could go deep on that, right? We're going to do that in another episode. Yeah. But my thing is, what I'm getting at is, so you're talking about, man, I want to be rich. I want to make money. I want to do all this shit. Mm-hmm. But your role models, that's not who they are. Yeah. Right? It's not that something's wrong with Future or any of these people. What I'm saying is, if you want to be a successful stockbroker, right? Mm-hmm. Why is your role model somebody who doesn't trade stocks?
Exactly.
You want to be a successful investor. Why don't you read from Warren Buffett and all these people? And this is one of the key things that I want to tap on echo groups, right? I remember hearing people, I've heard people say this about us, right? Yeah. It's like, shit, I need somebody to look like me in order to learn from it, right? I never was like that. Yeah. I was like, I don't give a fuck about the person. Yeah. This may sound crazy. I don't give a fuck if Donald Trump wrote a book. I will fucking read the book. I don't give a fuck about the person. The content. Yeah. It's the information. Content. I divorce the content from the person, right? Mm-hmm. You listen to me and I got some good content for you, and you like, I don't like him. Like, shit.
I don't like that shirt. I don't like that shirt.
He got some red fucking pants. I don't like him. Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is you're missing out on content. Me, I used to just consume books. I told you, 500 books. Yeah. 500 in like a 6-year period. I'm just boom, 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 boom. I don't care who's listening to. I don't care who it is, right?
Who wrote it?
I'm not about to hang with these people. I don't know them personally. All I'm saying is this is the knowledge that can help me. But I'm saying that was coming out the echo group, because even that idea of I need to learn from a certain person, it's an echo group. Mm-hmm. That's somebody telling you.
Because even that powerful statement that you said at the beginning, when you picked up your first book and was excited about it, and you
got shot down.
He got shot down, and then the statement that they used to shoot it down was just a person who was so far-fetched in the echo group that it's almost no getting out of it. Yeah. But there's no such thing as that. But I'm saying the statement that he made to shoot the book down was something that just stuck with me, because I know so many people, even now going to Texas Southern, and it's a barrier with the echo group there, because I mean it still is college. Yeah. But even walking around there, man, and even understanding the world how I understand it now, and just listening to what people say, everybody will give you an exact direction of their mental. Yeah. With 30 seconds of just a small conversation that I don't even think people understand that they give you everything that you need. When you truly understand how the world works and how people, how echo groups are. Like, Brittany, if you're watching this, I know you should be since you submitted the question, but I say, like P just said, man, it's the role models. That's just it. the role models. I don't know who Brittany's role models are, but
I feel like we just got to be honest with you. If you look at your role models in your life, you're not where you want in your life. Fuck your role models. Get new role models.
Get new role models. Fuck it.
Like,
It don't matter.
I tell people all the time, and this may sound hard. I don't give a fuck if it was my fucking mama.
Yeah.
My mom was on some negative shit. I'm getting a different role model.
Yeah.
Because the whole point is what I'm saying is at a certain point it's your life, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like we're so scared to say that. You know how much I love my mom, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I always say this on the show because I'm like, it's you. It's your life. What do you want to do with it? When you're 65 years old, are you going to be sitting this whole like, well, I was a good boy. I was a good girl for mama.
Yeah,
whatever. Right? It's like, fuck that, right?
Fuck all that.
So my thing is, with the Echo group, is get better role models is number one. Because we're so scared to leave that group. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be fucked up when you first leave.
That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be fucked up.
We were just playing about it before the show.
But I feel like when I look at now, like, so let me ask anybody watching this question. Right now was not your own thought. I mean, how surprised would you be to find out that you've been waking up every day, running a script in your head that's not what you really want to be?
Exactly.
And your actions show you like, damn, I want to go in this direction, but I'm actually going in this direction. See, the thing is, I believe that the more self-awareness and getting better role models are so key because what that allows us to do is start removing ourselves into existential groups.
Exactly.
Which are groups that have the ability to meet with different people. So it's like, it's certain people in neighborhoods and groups and stuff like that I wouldn't even interact with, right? Us meeting. If I was in an Echo group, I never would even spoke to you.
Exactly, because he not on what I'm on.
Exactly.
It's one of those things. And you can, and firm examples of people who are stuck in Echo groups is, I ain't going to talk to no new people.
Yeah.
I used to be like that, right? But before, during baseball seasons and stuff like that, my early college years, freshman and sophomore year, I was a person who went to school and went home, right? It's like, I don't want to meet anybody new for what? Yeah. It's like, you're caught in the Echo group, buddy, and if you don't get out, you're going to be completely fucked in a few years, especially with the way the world is going now. And what I say, like, even with the online aspect that we got going on, man, I can go so deep into it. But my one of the things that I'm so excited about for myself is knowing where I came from. Even you, I know you get up with gratitude every morning.
Every day.
Every morning, every day.
Yeah, gratitude. We do gratitude calls in the morning.
Every day, yeah. I think we spoke about that on here, no? Oh, no, we talked.
I can't remember. We
talk about it all the time. But even just immersing yourself in gratitude, I'm so grateful because where I came from and where I am now. I remember seeing a lot of grateful people when I was ungrateful, and I'd be like, bro, shut up.
Yeah,
like, you can't be.
You not.
Yeah, you got money,
bro,
duh, you happy.
One-bedroom apartment, bro. How you grateful for this bullshit?
Yeah, you got money, duh, you happy.
Yeah.
Like, what you think he took? What you think it took to get there? Yeah. Imagine the Echo group that he released himself from, or that individual released himself. That's why every successful person has a story, and it's almost crazy because it's like that story is what makes the entrepreneur who he is or who she is. Snatching yourself from that Echo group is what makes you who you are and makes you it just breeds you to be the person that you are. You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, just imagine for a second, right? With anything, like what's happening to you is you're essentially going into a system for 18 so years. It's teaching you to do things one way. And so when you don't fit into that system, you think something's wrong with you.
Exactly.
Because the majority of if 10 million people tell you something, you most likely gonna be like, that must be right because 10 million people said it, right?
Exactly.
But I always tell people, look back in history. Look at all the fucked up shit that's ever happened in history. Like, think of all the like wars, the killings, the slavery, all that shit. And those people, a large consensus of people thought that was right. So in our modern time, is it possible that some of the things that we believe could be wrong?
Exactly.
And I feel like when I think that idea, I'm like, it's not necessarily I believe I'm right about everything I'm saying, but everything's up for discussion, right?
Yeah.
I was living a certain way of life, and I said, well, shit, maybe this is not the way to live. Maybe this is not how I want to live. Now, some people watching this, if that's how you want to live, you can disregard what I'm saying. But the point I'm getting at is, why not question? Why not question? You like, man, only way to become successful is be an athlete. Why not question that?
Yeah.
Yo, you never had anybody in your family be an entrepreneur. Why do you think that is? Maybe they were just scared. Maybe they didn't know what to do. Like the stuff, like I've had friends right now, right? I got a friend, he's styling like famous celebrities and rappers, right? Yeah. He told me, the first thing he told me when I talked to him, this was like when I first started with the world's most hated promoter. I was in one of his teams. I was talking to the team. He said, man, I just thought I was just gonna have a little Camaro and maybe have a little one-bedroom apartment. I said, why'd you think that?
Yeah.
Like what? Why?
What made you think that? Yeah.
It's like that idea they talk about in The Secret of the Millionaire Mind.
Yeah.
They talk about your financial thermostat.
Yeah.
If you're tuned to, I'm going to get a 1-bedroom apartment, if you're tuned to, I'm only going to make this much money a year, well, you're going to find a way to just make that.
Yeah.
You're going to do just enough work. You're going to gain just enough knowledge to be at that level.
And I spoke about that in season 1 too, when I first took that big leap, right, and moved into a penthouse, right? And all I truly did was just increase my financial thermostat.
Yeah.
Because you'll be surprised
Big
the
checks.
shit you'll do.
Big checks.
Oh my God.
Big checks.
All right? And we spoke this into existence. I want you to always remember that. Everybody watching this, we spoke this into existence.
I'm going to put the clip up.
Yeah, you should. Just put it in there right now while we're talking about it right now.
So I guess what I would like to talk about is some practical tips you can use to escape the echo group. That sound interesting?
Brittany, this for you, man.
Brittany's for you. So,
first of all, let me jump in and give you the 0 tip. This is before 1.
Zero, go on.
Before 1.
Negative 0. You are. Go ahead.
Negative 0, is that a thing?
No, that's not.
See, stop doing math on here. I told you about that shit.
That shit about to be a meme everywhere.
Don't do math on air. Negative 0.
Yeah.
First, the 0 rule is you should never, ever, first of all, before I just need you to really look at my face. If somebody in the camera operations department can zoom in on my face, that'd be great. Never, ever.
I think I know what you're about to say too.
Ever in the history
10
of
more
ever,
times.
10 more times ever, give a fuck.
Stop giving a fuck.
Look at him. You should never give a fuck.
Never,
First
ever.
of all.
But D, what about
fuck
if,
that.
But
Shut
D,
up.
But D,
Shut up.
But D, I don't have enough money to
Shut
get.
up.
But D, my brother, he said.
Shut up.
But I'm saying.
Shut up.
But I never grew up in the right neighborhood.
Up. And that's just my final answer. Shut the fuck up. Everybody shut the fuck up. Because I talked about this on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Brittany, I love you. Shut up. Right? And this is what I mean by that. It's not I'm telling you to be quiet.
We love you.
It's not that I'm telling you stop talking to shut. This is a statement that says fuck all of that. Because none of this shit that any of us thinks about, and I refer back to episode 1, season 2, all this shit is just a game. Season 3.
Episode 3.
What are you doing?
Season 3.
That's what I'm saying. You tripping, right? episode 1, season 2, which is the episode before this. All of this shit is a game. Echo groups are just a game.
Yeah.
And when you release yourself from an echo group, you start to realize how stupid you are for even being in it, right?
You start looking back on that shit like, why the fuck
what
was
the
I
fuck
hanging with
was
them
I
people?
doing, right? Like, what was I doing? I am so grateful because even when it was mandatory to be in the game, something told me not to do it, right? But
I'm so lucky.
I'm so lucky.
So
but
lucky,
I remember even being teased about not being in one of those. So I was also just like,
Echo group was trying to.
the echo group was trying to get me in. They was like, yeah, we gonna jump you for 60 seconds. I say, nah. I say, fuck that. I say, no deal. We go over here and play baseball with my guys. I'll join that echo group.
Yeah.
But I just knew one of the things that I'm so grateful for about myself is that I always understood which echo group to be in. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So even when I was introduced to the online marketing game and all of those different things like drop shipping and everything, online arbitrage and just all type of stuff like that, I'm dropping it, right? I understand. Even neuro-linguistic programming, when all of these things started coming into my life, it was like, okay, this is the group that you should be in.
See, you just got me, because you know what a big thing that people don't talk about is blind spots, right? Mm-hmm. And this is one big thing, and I'll get into the idea of how to escape this echo group.
And don't forget, I was say, don't forget number one.
Okay, blind spot, right? I always tell people you might have blind spots. What do you think people tell me? I don't got no blind spot.
I don't got no blind spot.
It's fucking blind spot, right?
It's fool.
So I tell people all the time, I say, okay, me myself, what I'm always trying to do is look for a blind spot. So we've said a lot of stuff on here. We talked about books. We've talked about different concepts. And I know it's so funny. Your mind, people don't understand this. When your mind doesn't understand the power of something, it simply will not engage it at all.
It won't even
block
process
it out. It's like, I've watched videos that I watched when I was younger, and I watched them again. I was like, oh shit, this had it all in it. I watched that same video, but it's like my mind just wasn't prepared to process it. I've literally looked through videos again while I was not paying attention.
Napoleon Hill. Yeah. The first thing that he said in the Success Principles, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Think and Grow Rich. If you're not ready for this,
it's like it's an old book called The Kabbalion, right?
Yeah.
It's a weird fucking book, but it's a good book. It said the lips of wisdom are sealed except to the ears of understanding.
Which means if you're not ready to absorb this information, it will go in one ear and out the other.
And then you'll be like, man, nobody ever told me how to be successful. But it's like your mind, you have such a blind spot that you're not tuning in because what you're focused on this thing right here. And it's this piece that's blind, right? Mm-hmm. And this is going to go into how you escape the echo group. But I think that's important to talk about. We're talking about certain stuff. And the difference was when people said stuff, when people who were successful or role models I had were doing stuff, I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go around that person. I'm gonna see what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. And see, that's getting out of that blind spot is how you start escaping the echo group. But realizing it in the first place is the hardest part. Yeah. Because you're like, I'm not in an echo group. It's like you're blind to it. Right? Yeah. If your life does not look like you want, you're in an echo group. And then all the stuff we're talking about is the stuff that we use to get out of it, the stuff that we provide to people to help people get out of it. Mm-hmm. But I guess with that, I'm just saying there's some practical things. I say the first thing in my mind is to form a mastermind.
Yeah.
And the mastermind is such a powerful principle because you need people who are sympathetic to your cause, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be a bunch of people. One thing to help me escape the echo group is just finding somebody who is just like, hey, I'm with this shit. Mm-hmm. They don't have to be the most talented. They don't have to be the most successful. What you really need anything is more emotionally.
Yeah.
Emotionally, how do I engage so when people are shitting on me, I have somebody to be like, man, this is what it really is, right?
Exactly.
That's first. The role models, we already talked about the role models. The second thing is I say, really sit down and plan out what you want for your life. How does it look? So imagine years from now. I told people, when I first sat down, I wrote it out, and I said, I want to live a life where I have control of my life. Mm-hmm. I wake up how I want. I do what I want. I'm able to buy what I want. I'm able to travel like I want. I'm able to do everything that I want in my life.
Exactly.
I'm around positive people. I'm around positive friends. I've got the relationships in my life that I want. I've got whatever it is. All of it's written down in my house right now. And what I'm saying is it's not so much that it's something magical. I fuck with the law of attraction, all that stuff. But I'm saying it's not that it's magical, but it just gives you a marker to go to. Exactly. So when I'm looking at a situation, I'm saying it doesn't matter how the environment or the world around me is influencing me. I'm looking to my marker, right?
Exactly.
So now I got better role models. Mm-hmm. I have a marker of where I'm going, and I have somebody who supports that. Let's just take you for example, right? When we met you, me and you, we sit up, we laugh all day or whatever, right? We laugh all day, but we're talking about legit business concepts. Mm-hmm. We're laughing, we're playing with things like neuro-linguistic programming. But the thing is, when other people around us, I can tell they're trying to laugh, but they don't even get the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah,
they probably have so much pride, they're like, I'm not even gonna look that shit up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look at what its function is, how it could help me, or anything like that.
That's a crazy thing that you talked about, the pride. I think we should do a separate episode called Pride.
How your pride
can just shoot you in the face.
Yeah. It shot me.
It shot you,
shot
right?
me.
P, I'm making a bunch of money online.
A bunch of
money online.
I've seen it.
Little old DJ from the West, right? Would you believe that none of my friends I grew up with has even asked me what I do?
Bro, I have family members who have seen the entire process.
From start to finish. Even you.
Seeing me bring in big invoices. Mm-hmm. Stupid invoices.
Stupid ones.
Stupid stuff that they never seen before. And they like, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Just won't even ask you. Simply because of pride. But I think pride comes from being in the echo group too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even want to ask you because it's so far-fetched out of what they're trying to do, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know a lot of rappers, and I love rap, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people make a lot of money. Like, I was just at the Travis Scott event, and stupid numbers that he's doing. So rap is definitely possible. But what I'm saying is, if you're stuck in the rap echo group, then that's, you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is.
I'm saying you may not be fit to it, right?
Yeah, that's the thing too. And you need to be realistic with yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
like, even with me, I was playing baseball for a very long time. But my thing is, I had to be realistic with myself.
Yeah.
I had to quit.
Yeah.
And sometimes letting go is just what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
but I'm saying I feel like what you're doing now, you're more fit to it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you felt like when I played basketball, I was good at basketball, but it's like, shit. When I look back, I'm like, I didn't want to be a basketball player as bad as I thought. It was just the way I related to people in the neighborhood. It was the way that I related to people around me. It's the way I got acceptance from people, right? But it wasn't like, shit, this is my passion, right? Me, you know how I love to consume knowledge and teach and do shit like that. That's what I'm passionate about, right? Mm-hmm. We created this show because me and you sat down and talked about this is some shit we wanted to do to give to the world.
Exactly.
Whether you listen or not, it was like, You really don't have to listen to what we're saying, right? But the thing is, if you do, I haven't seen one person that's been around me in the last 2 years that hasn't listened to me consistently, that's not making more money, that's not happier with their life, that's not moving up. Exactly. You can see people that's like I told you before, I talked about this last time, people are usually doing one of 3 things, right? The same, slowly going down, or they're slowly moving up, right? Exactly. And everybody I talk to, I look back, I come back and be like, bro, you told me this, and their life is starting to move up. And everybody who's like, man, fuck that, I'm gonna do my own thing, I ain't literally listening to them, they're stuck, same spot, stagnant. Can't get a website, can't get people to come to a website. But you know how easy that shit is to fix now? Like, you don't understand a way to make money, you don't understand a way to take a product and sell it. Like, these things are things that are so easy to fix. And I can show anybody how to do it. But the thing is, a person won't listen. Yeah. I've got family members, like my older brother a long time ago. And if you watching this, you know what it is with me and you. Yeah. But
I know what it is.
A long time ago, he told me, he said, man, you know, it's so funny he said this. He said, you know what, bro? A lot of times, you just always fucking right. And I'm not always right. I want that to be clear.
Disclaimer.
But the point he was saying about disclaimer. I usually just I'm talking on what I know, right? Yeah. He said, but sometimes I just want to be right. Why? Because he's the older brother. Yeah. He just wanted to be right. Even if it meant going against the knowledge he knew was right. Now, since then, you know, it's been different. Yeah. But the point I'm getting at is, it's so much stupid shit like that just exists. You be like, why? Like, why do I think like this? Like, sometimes you told me stuff, and I'm like, why am I doing it this way? Yeah. And that's what's allowed me to grow so much, because I'm always going to question it. If it's something difficult, I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, who told me to do this shit? Yeah, what is this? Why am I doing this shit this way? Yeah. And I believe that's what's so powerful about understanding these topics and these concepts that I'm talking about. And that's why I say, I put something out like this, and I say, 1, better role models. And somebody will disregard that. Well, no, I'm going to keep the same role models.
My Uncle Larry really good.
Yeah, he's good, though. Fuck Uncle Larry.
Uncle Larry, edge up straight. We good.
I love my uncle, but when it came to certain ideas, it's not that you hate these people. I want this to be very clear. You don't hate these people. But what it is you're going in a certain direction, so you're going to have to move yourself out the way. And I promise they'll come right back. They'll come right back. Every family member, everybody came right back. Bro, you did it. You're great. You did it's the same thing. But the point is, there is a period you have to go through. And I could go on this whole thing about like this journey we go on in life. Now, a lot of people on our set are actually in communications. If you've ever took a writing class, they talk about something called the hero's journey. Exactly. Right? This is Joseph Campbell, Hero's Journey. Hero of 1,000 Faces. I'm just going to keep dropping them, right? Hero of 1,000 Faces is a book. And it talks about how we have what's called a call to adventure. Yeah. Right? And the call to adventure is the first stage of any hero. So the question is, when you leave an Echo group, you're almost being heroic.
You're almost being heroic.
That part of yourself that says...
Thank you for putting it like that.
No, it's the truth, because that part of yourself that says, fuck, man, I want to do something different. It's like, my life is not fulfilled. That's a call. Your soul is like...
Go do this.
I'm not even getting religious, spiritual, or anything. I'm saying you know what I'm talking about. That feeling you like, man, I need to do something different. That's a call to adventure. Here's the scary thing. When you miss the call, it'll come around again and again, and eventually it just stop. That's when you see somebody 50, 60 years old and they just regretting everything in their life because they missed the call to adventure. They missed when they heard somebody talking right there in front of them, they was like, nah, fuck that, right?
I'm good.
But then what's funny is once you take the call to adventure, you go out there into the world and you face trials and you face what's called a dragon. We all have a dragon. So for me, one of my dragons, quote unquote, or whatever, right, was being social and working with other people. It's one of my dragons. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it all myself. It's me. I feel like I'm smarter than everybody, which was some stupid thing to believe, right? That was a dragon that kept me broke, kept me poor for a long time. You have a different dragon than me. Your dragon was never that. You get what I'm saying? So the whole point is everybody who watches, you have one to face. But once you slay the dragon, that's when they say you return and become a lion. You reach atonement. You become at one with the world and you understand it in a better way. That's where shit like gratitude and stuff like that comes. And then the last stage is you want to bring that knowledge to other people. What does that sound like?
All this that we doing.
Everybody does it.
The hero's journey. It sounds like books. It sounds like Superman.
And the reason we resonate with all the great stories.
It sounds like everything.
But the reason we resonate with every great story you ever watch, every great movie, if you pay attention, it's that journey. It's that journey where somebody took a call to adventure. They did something a little bit different. They went through some trials. They had to overcome something in themselves in order to reach that next level. So what I'm saying is right now, if you're watching this and you say, man, shit, I'm scared. It's just a call to adventure. And then once you overcome that trial, then you're going to find yourself at a different point in your life where you're like, shit, I'm glad I did that because you become better. Exactly. And every time you decide to answer that call, that's what's going to happen. I remember I sat down, the girl I told you about, I was dating in college, right? And her mother I dropped out of school, right? And I was still dating a girl after that. And her mother was like, yeah, you should go back to school because, you're just going to want to have it. You're going to want that degree. And I said, I don't believe so. She's like, I asked her mother this. I said, what did you want to do? She's like, well, I really wanted to do something. I really wanted to do something different. I said, see, that's what I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want to be 60 years old saying I wish anything.
Yeah.
The point I can say, if I go broke tomorrow, if I fail tomorrow, I'm telling you, I'll be happy because what I know is, bro, I gave it everything.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled no punches. Like, you've seen some of the crazy shit I've done in my life in order to be successful. I pulled no punches. I didn't hold back. I didn't let my mother, I didn't let my father, I didn't let my cousins, I didn't let my brother, I didn't let friends, I didn't let family, anybody tell me who the fuck I'm supposed to be.
Exactly.
And that's the thing that I believe when I started the Massive Action Movement, when we talk about big checks, when we talk about everything that we do I don't let anybody define who you are, because I feel like once you let people define who you are, then you're inside their limitations.
Exactly.
You may be able to go higher than me. Mm-hmm. My limitation shouldn't become your limitation.
Exactly.
Anybody watching this, my limitation shouldn't become anybody's limitations here. What it should be, though, is that, hey, shit, this is who I am, and I'm going to define myself. Our whole company, remember what I told you about the company? You was like, man, I feel like I need that. I say, fuck it.
Yeah.
We good.
Yeah.
We created this shit so we can be who we want to be.
Exactly.
That's why we did this. So we can come to a podcast and talk shit like we want to talk shit and be real with people the way we want to be real with people. Mm-hmm. And I believe that's what's powerful.
Exactly.
But I guess we'll summarize it and take some questions. And then, so I want to summarize really quick, take some questions, then we'll give our final thoughts.
From the penthouse, yeah. So, let's go ahead and do that.
So to summarize, basically, Brittany, if you're watching this, you should be because you sent the question. 1, better role models.
Start with zero.
Doesn't mean you hate your mom and them all this.
Start with 0, please.
Oh, 0. Oh.
Please. Never.
Never.
Never, ever.
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 At any point.
At any point,
under any circumstances.
Under any circumstances, no matter who you with.
Without restriction.
Without restrictions. None.
Hereto within.
Hereto within.
From hitherforth.
From here on out.
This second onward.
Tomorrow.
Not at any given day.
At any cost.
Don't care who gets sick.
None.
Under no possible exception.
And under no fucking circumstances shall you give a motherfucker.
Any fucks.
And I added a mother in there.
Motherfucker.
So that's just how you serious I am right now.
Just don't.
Cut that whole clip and give it to me so
I'm going to send that to you directly.
Cool.
Don't ever give a fuck.
Ever.
Okay.
Cool.
And we got a whole episode 3 of season 1.
Yeah, go check that out.
Do not give a fuck.
About anything.
But okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I had to
Number
start
1,
with 0.
Get better role models.
Please.
I'm saying
that's keto.
If you want to be an entrepreneur, watch entrepreneurs.
It's
they
really on YouTube.
You don't have to watch us.
Yeah, take us to start you off.
I would hope you would, but I mean, shit.
Yeah, take us to start you off, even if you want to. Go watch somebody else if that's just what you need. Now, everything you need is in-house, of course. But if you just strangely believe you can go get it from somewhere else, which you could, go do that.
Yeah.
But the moral of the story is get better role models.
Better role model. Second, form a mastermind with people who sympathize with what you're doing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you need a friend who you could show your weird affirmations and shit like that, like, I'm going to be successful and shit like that. And they like, yeah, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. And not the person like me. I remember I used to be doing affirmations in my room.
Yeah.
And then people walk by, I kind of get quiet because I don't want them to hear me.
Yeah.
Busting my shit. Man, what the fuck you in here doing?
Affirmations.
You're never going to be successful. So just shit like that. You need to get people like that so it's just like you don't even feel weird about it. And then what'll happen is you'll start getting so many people around you that you create a group of people who are more about ideas and not just reflecting things back to each other. It's like if I said an idea, you're going to give me feedback. You're going to be like, well, maybe we should do it this way. And that's what I would prefer. Mm-hmm. Like I always keep people who have conflicting ideas around me because I don't ever want to get stagnant.
Yeah.
So I don't give a fuck about a person having different ideas from me because I want to be like, well, maybe I'm blind spots again, right? I'm trying to always see if I got a blind spot. So that's another one. And finally, create that practical plan for your life.
Exactly.
What does it look like? I mean, it may sound corny, but trust me, that's an echo group talking to you right now.
Yeah.
In your mind, you say, man, I'm not writing shit down. I'm going to skip over that. I'm just going to think about it. That's an echo group. Get that piece of paper out. What is it supposed to look like? What do you want it to look like? I pull no punches. If you say, man, I want a bunch of women, I don't give a fuck what it is.
What you want, write it down.
What you want. This is not about what I want. I'm saying whatever it is. And I use that example just to say some people want that and they won't write it. Mm-hmm. Because they're like, oh, I ain't going to write it because think about it. There should be no judgment. If you want to make $10 trillion, write it on the paper. Mm-hmm. The whole point is it's an exercise of understanding what do you want instead of thinking about what other people's thoughts are telling you. So when you write on that paper, what you're really doing is saying, damn, I'm really fine. I'm discovering what I want. Like there's no judgment there, right?
Exactly.
You're in a room. If you write a goal and you think, well, what's name might think that's stupid, then that's not you.
Exactly.
So I think those 3 things are some of the things that you can use to practically start escaping the echo group. And the last thing I would just say is just take fucking action on it.
I was just about to say that.
People just
right, whatever you want to do.
Remember rule 0.
Oh shit. Remember rule 0, and then after that, write your shit down, take a bunch of action, and the universe has no choice but to conform to what you're doing.
So
if you want to be
if
you want to be if you want to be the next Ringling brother, whatever the hell you want to be, man, write it down, do it, and the universe will definitely conform to your needs. Anything you want to say after that?
Yeah, just saying we're gonna take a couple questions. We'll give our final thoughts from the penthouse. So, Rodney, you got some questions for us?
We have a new audience member today. Her name is
Sierra
Sierra what?
Grafley.
Mr. Sierra Grafley. You have a question for our host here. Go ahead and let us know.
Yes, I do have a question. So my question is, how do you deal with, okay, I know you said don't give a fuck, but like with discomfort, you know how people that you hang with, people you used to hang with, people that now see that you're doing something different now and it's like a discomfort and stuff that you used to be used to, you're not used to no more. How do you deal with like discomfort, like personally?
So, Sierra, I definitely, and this may sound, this may sound easier than it actually is. It definitely may sound easier than it actually is. But one thing that I always want you to remember while dealing with shit like this is that the universe has to conform to your ways, right? You continue to stay consistent with what you want to do. Everybody who start talking shit about you, everybody who just said, yeah, whatever fucking CC doing, yeah, fuck all that, right? Everyone who says all that, it happened to him, right? Happened to me. It happened to everybody who did something different, jumped out of an echo group and did something different, right? Nobody understands you right now. Nobody gets what you're doing. You seem like everybody, keep in mind, everybody who doesn't get you has to be a part of the old echo group, right? Which is the reason why they don't understand you, right? So always remember that you just left and you're not going back, right? So with that being said, the only answer that I clearly have for you, and maybe P might have something a little bit more elaborate, but all I can say is rule 0, which I don't think I have to go over at this point anymore, fuckit.com.
Fuck it.
Fuck it all, right?
Yeah.
And stay consistent.
Yeah.
Because like I said, and I repeat it one last time before I let P go. Is that the middle finger? Can I get one back there, please? There we go. Like I said, the universe will conform to CC's way. Has to. And I think the universe will continue to give you people that says that you tripping just to see if you serious about what you're talking about. Right? So I believe that it'll be more of those people that's coming. It might be 10 coming at once tomorrow. If you truly talking about what you talking about, you're going to be like, yeah, come on, give it all to me because I'm still finna do what I'm about to do. So it doesn't matter. So I think at that point, it's just test. Like I said, like episode 1, season 2, all this shit is a game. And once you realize that, and if you take it a little bit too seriously, you'll start to realize that you might lose the game. So if you get mad at people for coming up to you saying, yeah, what are you doing? You sound like such and such, right? It's like that's just the universe giving you people from the old echo group trying to explain to you that you tripping when really you just removing yourself from an echo group and now you're putting yourself in a better situation financially, spiritually, everything just to make your life elevate. So I just think those are tests from the universe just to make sure you want to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
P?
So my thing is, I'm going to say 2 things to you. So one is what I call dipping your feet into the shallow end of the pool, right? So emotions, when we deal with emotions, the reason it's hard to change is because, like you said, it's emotional discomfort, which is a lot different even than physical discomfort. It's like somebody hit you one time, you just take the pain really quick. But emotions, they tend to linger, right? And I feel like the discomfort of telling somebody like that you really care about that, no, I don't want to do what you're saying, that's very hard. So to me, what I did was I did smaller things first, and I said this last week, so let's see if I can pronounce it again. Progressive desensitization.
No, you did it.
Basically, you slowly start doing stuff till you start taking bigger and bigger risks, right? So you do something like, hey, I want to go out to go out tonight, but you don't really want to, right? Be like, hey, I'm gonna chill tonight. Simple as that. That's not a big thing. It's not a big haul, but what you're doing is it's a long-term process. So you get more used to saying what you want versus what other people want, right? And so when you get used to that, now what starts to happen is you're like, okay, I can do something a little more. I do something a little more. I do something a little more. Till eventually you get to this point where the discomfort is gone. Because like I said, some of the shit I did, like I told you, I went out by myself and was talking to random strangers. Everybody's not gonna do that, right? But I'll throw myself in the deep end. But I don't even think everybody needs to. I'm just saying if you have a problem with discomfort, that's what I would do. And I would say another big thing that like DJ touched on with this is
Rule Zero.
Yeah.
I love Rule Zero.
I think though, and I said this before, I think you should really sit down and have a talk with the people who you really value their opinion. I sat down and talked with my mother. I sat down and talked with my brother. Legit. I said, this is what I'm doing.
This is what it is.
Because I believe that we all have certain friends, certain people. Like we could give a fuck less about some people's opinion.
But some people,
but some people, like you have
about.
to admit to yourself, it's like it's this specific person. If it's your mama, if it's your daddy, if it's your older brother, it's these specific people that if you go out here and do something a little crazy, that's who you're gonna be really thinking about. Mm-hmm. That's we talked about. That's whose ghost is gonna be sitting back there.
Yeah.
Episode 3, season 1. Talk to those people. I mean, legit, sit them down and be like, this is what I want to do in my life. Now, we said this. They might not fuck with it, but then we go always back to rule number 0. Because I believe even just having it on the table, it makes it easier for you to be like, okay, I'm still going in my own direction. So those would be my 2 things. I think you covered the other ones. Just don't give a fuck. Yeah. And then besides that.
I hope that was helpful. I want to go ahead and get into the final thoughts from the Penthouse so we can go ahead and wrap it up. My final thoughts, P, as far as Brittany who asked the question. Brittany, if you're watching right now, I know we gave a lot of free game, and I hope you wrote down notes and books that we talked about, because all of these books and different things that we spoke on definitely help you release your mind and expand it and leave from an echo group to existential group. And my final thoughts basically is just that while I need everybody that's watching this to understand that life is just a game. And I live by that. I learned this a couple weeks ago. I'm not even ashamed enough to say it. But one of the reasons why I'm so successful and why I literally beat portions of life to a complete, like I literally took portions of life that people study and want to master, and I completely beat them. I'm working on other portions as we speak. But I think the reason why I beat certain portions in life was simply because I treated it like Grand Theft Auto. I did not give a fuck. If you imagine yourself playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, think about the shit that you did on there. You went and robbed banks, not saying I went and robbed banks. You went and did all type of crazy missions. You didn't care if you lost. All you did was fire up the controller and play it again. And that's just how I lived my life. And removing myself from one echo group to the other one, although we spoke an hour on this subject, it actually wasn't hard for me because I understood that all of this shit was just a game even back then. Even before I met you, even before Warren Buffett, even before Charlie, even before all of these different people, right? I just knew that it's like, fuck it, let's go, right? This is time for me to start something new. I didn't care about what people thought about me. I didn't care about anything. I just went ahead and did what the fuck had to be done because I know what I want for myself. P, what are your final thoughts from the Penthouse, please?
My final thoughts is just look out for those blind spots. I think the biggest thing that I look at when I see all this stuff is I see a lot of people scared to jump out there, and I say it's resources like this that you're watching right now or you're listening to in your car right now that are the thing that you need to start turning to be support. To know that you're not crazy for wanting to have a different life, that you're not crazy for wanting to do something different. You're not crazy because you don't buy into the traditional ideas of society.
That's powerful.
There's people out there that are willing to help, willing to support, that would love for you to be around them. And you'll find that a lot of times when you do let some of these people go, the people that are going to emerge after them are going to be better people for you to be around. And you're going to really enjoy their company because those are people with the same wavelength, same mindset. And then they're going to be repeating stuff back to you that's going to help you grow and become successful. So with that being said, you want to drop the social media?
Oh, yeah.
Also this week, because, he's horned for social media right now. Could you please say Rodney's social media? Because he's like, bro, y'all didn't mention social media. We're going to get you some followers, bro. Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it, bro. We got you.
Our crowd liaison social media is 23's on deck. I think he got a few underscores in between there. So y'all can find him on there. We'll definitely put it in the post below. So on iTunes, I know you can get it.
And I'm going to put it right by it. Please follow this.
Please follow Rodney.
Please follow this man.
Rodney is a very energetic person. and social media isn't giving him the credit that he deserves.
Nah, that's I
did a little arm with that. You can also follow me at Country Cowboy. This week I will not spell my shit because last week I fucked that up drastically.
That was
put that in post. My Instagram is Country Cowboy, COUNTRYBOW.
Shit.
Did I spell that wrong?
You tried this.
Country Cowboy with 2 Y's. On Twitter, I'm not active. I just don't like reading what other people got going on. I do like learning other stuff, but I'm not really active on Twitter, but it's the same handle. Facebook, DJ Edmond. You can find me on Facebook. In Cyber World, I have multiple websites, but my main website right now is countrybumpkins.org. You can find that on my Instagram in my handle. It'll just lead you back here because this is where you need to be anyway. Yeah. P, what is your social media and things?
Princeton Hicks on everything. PRINSTONHICKS. That's my name. I'm not going to misspell it.
I'll misspell my name.
Yeah, but like I said, that's where you can find me everything. I try to make it simple as possible. That you spell it on everything. That's what it is. A lot of times, you can find me on takingmassiveaction.com. That's where all the videos, posts, and stuff like that. Of course, mamashousetopenthouse.com, which is the website for this show.
Yeah,
a couple things I'll say is, if you want to become a member of our lovely audience, go to mamashousetopenthouse.com/audience. You'll be able to become a member of the audience. And also, if you want your question to appear on this show, send your questions to questions@mamashousetopenthouse.com. Always remember, don't get caught in the echo group. I think with that being said, we out. That's all, folks.
Peace. Director's chair. That's the real director's chair right there. He made it look like it wasn't even the boss. Right? It's like shit, fuck that. That's gonna be the soundtrack? Yeah, Mama House. Yeah, he got the hardest job on it. And he got two. Alex is lying back here. He got all these scores and he's pressing 2 buttons, bro. Somebody walk in. Damn, that boy Alex back here working. Alex ain't doing nothing pressing 2 buttons.
Yeah, y'all, she got freckles. Boom, there it is, right there. We done with her. Where you going?
Get him.
This is Mama House.
Oh, man.
Inside joke.
If you want to build more revenue for yourself.
Nah, man. Bro, I remember locking in all hours of the night with you back in Houston, man. The grind was real. And even back then, man, in your Curious Keys days, I always knew you had that gift. Something special about you. Man, continue to be great and inspired. Dreams really do come true, and only Wayne can make it happen.